Welcome to the Occasionally Social Podcast, where we discuss motherhood, relationships, dating, self-improvement, and topics in between. I'm your host, Courtney, but you could call me Coco. And a little bit about me, I'm a single mom of three. My three little ones, who are really not little anymore, are Nala, who is 14, Karan, who is 9, and Roman, who is 6. While juggling my kids' schedules, I have a full-time job, and when I'm not momming, I love to create content. I like to host and entertain guests at my home, and I love to travel. Why I started the podcast, the Occasionally Social Podcast, you might ask. I want to build a community of like minded women and to create a safe space for me to reflect on my journey with other women. The name of the podcast comes from me thinking, or I am a social butterfly. I love meeting new people, and it's just exciting to get to talk to other people about their stories and them to listen to mine. This podcast is a live self reflection of my journey, like a live journal or a diary, where I reflect, hold myself accountable for things that have happened to me in my journey along the way and how I could become a better person moving forward in my life journey. So hopefully there will be some relatable things in my life that you can say I can relate to her, that wow, that happened to me too. And you can find new episodes of the podcast uploaded weekly on Sundays. And I would love to do lives on Instagram or on YouTube once we start picking up the pace. And so, just to get into today's topic, which is, am I more than a mom? Sometimes you ask yourself that, or I ask myself that literally every day, like, am I more than a mom? I believe I am. And there is a struggle of juggling motherhood and just being a woman in itself. I feel like balancing being a good mom and having my own life as a person can sometimes be a struggle, if I haven't already said that. I feel like that word good mom, like you're a good mom even if you take time for yourself. It like because you are a woman first, right? And having that mom's guilt can sometimes override you thinking, oh, I should be able to do something for myself. No, people around me are going to think that I'm only worried about myself, not my kids. The mom guilt really takes over a lot. And especially me being a single mom, I really feel a lot of mom's guilt a lot of time. But then I have to talk myself out of that to say I deserve to have some time to myself. I put in a majority of my time to my kids, so a little bit of time for me is I feel a little granted as being a mom. I feel like we could just maybe it's too optimistic, but I feel like moms we could do it if we want to. We conquer shit all the time. And I feel like ways that we can start to bring balance to the life or to our lives or into my life is to make time for myself. Like me giving this advice is me giving it to myself. Making time for myself, even if it's just an hour out the day. So if I'm driving down the street to the gas station or going to the store by myself, that's my little bit of time to myself. It might not be really something I want to do, but that's a little bit of a breather of a little mom break. Creating a self care day in each month. I want to do that in 2023, where out of the month, I get myself at least one day where I do whatever I want, get my hair done, my nails done, toes done, whatever. Just or literally do nothing. Sometimes when I take a break, it's literally to do nothing. I will like want to just lay in a bed and just relax. Another way to bring balance is to hire that babysitter. I had to learn that way from my son's therapist. Hiring a babysitter, you might not want to like spend a lot of money, so maybe when it's very important, that's when you hire the babysitter. But we all need time to ourselves because it can make everything be very stressful. Everything is just mom, 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 and there's no what about me? What about Courtney? Pick a hobby. If there's something that you really like to do, you don't have to turn it into a business. My example would be like my hobby. I like to event plan. I like to plan out parties for my friends and family. So I actually started a business on the side called The Social Occasion, where I do event planning, luxury picnics, and those type of things. But you don't have to make it into a business. It would be just something that you want to do for fun on your alone time. Definitely, I would say have a planner, maybe two, a calendar, maybe a calendar on the refrigerator, because I use a planner. I use the planner on my computer. I use a planner on my work computer. Like, I have to have things written down everywhere just so I can know what's going on, whose appointment has to be done, what practice we got to do, what I need to do for my content creation. Like, just having multiple planners. Like, I need like one big planner. It will probably be very thick, but I really think I need one big planner that will be able to help me juggle my work schedule, my kids' schedules with their school and rec stuff, therapy, because both my sons have therapy. Did I say content creation? That too. Um, so those are some little tips of like bringing balance to your life. Like I'm telling you, like when you start to have a planner, the planner can also have something where your budget is in there, um, your bills, everything in one spot. Like I just like to write things down, but then I like to be extra and put it in my computer as well too. Um, and so what I want you to take away from this podcast, I want you to know that you are not alone in this journey we call life. And that me writing that down was me telling myself that same sentence. I am not alone. Sometimes life can be very hard. And like we have our seasons, and like my dad who gives me advice all the time, because I didn't think I was going to start the podcast because the last couple months have been really a shit show for me. Have been very hard, traumatizing, a little low key depressing. And I had to come out of that and say, Courtney, this is not how you want to live your life every day. You don't want to cry every day and figure out why and ask yourself, why is this happening to me? So I had to change my mindset. And I'm so glad that I pressed record on this episode, this first episode. It's a short and sweet one. Just showing you that don't give up. Like a lot of people around me know that like I'm very light, I'm very bright, I'm fun. And the last couple months, like I have on the outside been trying to still be there for my friends, family, still fun, creating content. But on the inside, you literally don't know what people are going through. And I've had my moments of being very depressed, a little suicidal, because I'm thinking I'm exhausted. I can't do this anymore. And it's been very hard because lately I've been having to raise my children by myself, especially my boys, and that's been very hard on me. And so I'm trying to adjust, and like I thank my dad every day for putting words in my brain like, you are supposed to be here, Courtney. And I don't want to get too emotional on episode 1, but like I said, you are not alone. We've all experienced things that it might not be exactly, but there might be some similar experiences in life, that there's other women out there that I want to reach and talk to. And I don't want the podcast to only be sad or trauma or stress. I want to have fun too as well. So you'll kind of see each episode is going to have a fun little title, and you're going to get to hopefully have guests on the podcast. So my next episode would be called New Year, Better Me, which basically is just going over my 2023 goals that I have. I really don't want to be a new me. I just want to be a better version of what I am now. And so that's it. We finally made it through the first episode, and I'm so nervous here. I'm probably sweating in this sweater if you're watching on YouTube. But I just want to say thank you so much for listening and supporting. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast on whatever platform you listen to it on, and leave a review. That would be so much appreciated. And I want to, in future episodes, be able to shout out people that do leave reviews. And let's connect on the socials. So I have a couple of them so far for the podcast, which is on Instagram, Occasionally Social Podcast, where we can continue the conversation. For this episode, the title was Am I More Than a Mom? And you can go into the comments on one of the posts and kind of tell me, are you more than a mom? What other topics would you like to discuss? We don't have to be all mom episodes, because like I said, there's relationship, which is romantic or friendship, and how to keep those going and thriving, dating. I know sometimes as a single parent, it sucks. So like, if you're a single parent and you're trying to date, let me know. Not to date me, but like to let me know your experiences and how's that going for you. I think I'm taking a break from dating. I think 2023, that's kind of like not my focus right now. And then so self-improvement is self-care, self-actualization, self-awareness, like just being aware and being accountable for things that are happening and how we can fix that if it's a problem. So if in the comments of IG on the Occasionally Social Podcast, let me know what other topics you want to talk about, because I would love to have the chat with you guys. I'm also on TikTok, the Occasionally Social Pod, and on YouTube, where you'll see the video version of the podcast is the Occasionally Social Podcast. So let me know what you guys think. Like I said, this was a short episode, and I'm just glad I actually did it. Like, I'm proud of myself, and thank you so much. I'm very appreciative if you took time to listen to all the way to the end. Like, you're here with me, and I'm excited to give you guys episode 2, which is New Year, Better Me, and all the episodes coming in the future. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you subscribe on all the channels, and if you want to reach out to me personally on my personal page, it's on Instagram, is at love_Courtney 3. So until next time, with love, peace.